Hello everyone, I'm Kay. I'm the creative producer at GoodShort, and without proper budget, your host at GoodChat. Today we're super lucky to have Ben Taylor and Dominique Rose. Hi Ben, hi Dominique.
Hi.
Hello. Would you give us a little logline of yourself, an elevator pitch of yourself?
My name is Dominique Rose. I grew up in a small farm town, Suffield, Connecticut. I lived in New York City, did some theater there, and then I drove my little car across the country, moved here to pursue film and TV.
Hi, I'm Ben Taylor. I'm from Virginia Beach, Virginia. I've been acting for 9 years now. I've been in LA for 4.5 years. Been doing some theater, some short films, and I've recently gotten into verticals in the past 8 months.
How did you first start it in the verticals? What was your first experience like?
I actually started, a friend of a friend needed some background people on a vertical. I didn't even know what it was at all. I just wanted to help her out. So I came on set and it was a werewolf one, I believe. And I was like, this is so crazy. I ended up really not even being in it much at all, but I met, I'm pretty sure the camera never saw me. But I was like, this was really fun. And I met so many amazing people that when they ended up contacting me again for a slightly bigger role. So I was like, yeah, of course I'm gonna do this.
How did you get your first lead?
I had auditioned for the supporting character, kind of went through the whole callback situation with that, and I got that role at 10 a.m. in the morning. And then at 10 p.m. at night, they're like, never mind, you're gonna be the lead. So that was such a crazy experience to turn that around. I think we had started filming 6 days later. And I've done 4 now, yeah.
Exciting. Have you ever done any villains?
Yes, I have, yeah,
Okay.
which is really fun. I think I've had a good array of people. I had one girl that started out kind of as a villain, the mean girl, but she ends up like coming around. But I did this other one that was, I seemed like the innocent best friend, and then I ended up being like the main villain. It was a witch story. So that one was pure evil, pure evil witch, yeah.
And Ben, tell us a little bit about what did you find different in verticals when you started? And it's like, oh, this is a new thing.
My first vertical, I realized it was really different just because of how much you do in a day and how fast you go. I remember getting the sides the night before, and my wife and I, Kelsey, we were, she helped me like go over all the lines. I was like, there's no way I can do all of this in one day. It's crazy.
How much does it usually take for you guys to remember the lines?
I always look at them the night before to kind of get them in my head, but a lot of times it's like, what scenery? Oh yes, just to kind of refresh, but yeah.
But how long does it take you to actually memorize it?
Sometimes a couple minutes like right before we do it, yeah. But it's like you get used to it, and like I said, I've done it 4 times now in terms of the lead, and it reminds me of theater in a sense,
Yeah,
where
definitely.
you're like, you're on stage and you can't change it, and you have to just go with it, and sometimes like that's when the most beautiful things come out.
How do you explain your job to people who have no idea what verticals are?
It's a mini soap opera that you can watch on your phone. They're on different streaming apps. People like that. A lot of people are like, wow, okay.
Vanilla version of describing verticals.
To not make it so extreme.
I got my haircut recently for a vertical. The hairstylist was like, are you an actor? I'm like, yeah, I'm an actor. She's like, oh, what do you do? And I learned the best way to describe it is just Gen Z soap operas.
That's good, Gen Z.
You're
Yeah.
trying to like say what it actually is. As someone who doesn't understand verticals, it's you just can't.
Yeah.
They can't comprehend it sometimes. So I just go, it's like a soap opera. Yeah.
What's your favorite vertical trope and why?
I love like a romance story. I love let's just get married right now, and they know they're actually supposed to be with that person, and they might not get along at first, but then they grow to love each other, and then they're hurt because they find out who the other person is, but then it all comes together in the end. I like those kind of stories.
You know what I like? And it's been on like 3 or 4 I've done. Don't know why it's so prevalent. The idea of like the mean girl hates the lead female, and so to like get back at her, she pushes her in front of a car, but they both go in front of the car. That's happened, again, like really 4 times.
Okay.
Something about that idea of like having such a hate for somebody, like I'm gonna make both of us get hit by a vehicle and somehow it's gonna fix everything.
What do you think is the best part and the most challenging part of shooting a vertical?
I think the best part is meeting so many amazing people. Honestly, I've met so many great people, and some people have become like my best friends. So that's my favorite part, and just getting to do what you love for 8 days straight. I'm always kind of sad when things are wrapped. I've worked in restaurants forever, and it's way better to work on a set and be around people. The most challenging, I guess, is the amount of lines and how quickly you film everything, and also just like not being so hard on yourself, because you might only have 1 or 2 takes, and if you just beat yourself up, then you're gonna be like falling backwards the rest of the day. You have to just embrace every moment of it, and the good and the bad.
Do you guys ever ask to have 1 more take for yourself?
Yes, if I can. And sometimes it might be, we're really busy, we might not have enough time to do that, but I think sometimes if I'm not really fully feeling it, or I want to get the words down a little better, I'll be like, can we just do it 1 more time? But sometimes the first one is better even, because it's just more natural.
And I'm like, can we do 1 more? Can I do something else?
That's
and
a good one,
usually it's like too much. I know it won't read, it won't be good. But I've asked like, can we do 1 more take and be like, some stupid bull crap. I've done it before. And I will say too, just to throw it in there real quick, the toughest thing about verticals to me, I don't know why, it's all the changing. All the outfits, because there's some different scenes, and I'm always wearing a suit and a tie. Like a 3-piece suit. I don't know why, I just like it so much.
Yeah, the guys have it rough.
Mic'd and all that.
Oh yeah.
And I did 1, and it was like, again, 12 scenes. I changed like 8 times.
We'll talk a little bit more about We'll Meet Again, the show that you guys recently wrapped. What is the most memorable line? Or like the weirdest?
I think this was a change, but something like, I've never been drunk before. It's kind of a crazy line. I was like, wow, this girl, she's 28, she's never been drunk before. So yeah,
Good for her.
that just describes her character. She's a very good, well-behaved character. So maybe that was the craziest
So it's
line.
not that she's too good a drinker. She has never been drunk before, but she's just like too
Yeah.
drink.
She can handle her liquor.
She
sounds
can't.
like
She drinks all the time.
Yeah.
Those are bad. but
She's
it's fine.
immune. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Today's your unlucky day, or something like
everything's
that.
Like a boom, got him. Which is like, something like, it could be your lucky day, or your unlucky day. I was like, well, that writing was airtight. that was funny, yeah.
I loved it. That was one of the scenes where
That was
I
funny,
was
yeah.